I was trying to make debug graphs for my multiplayer game, and I quickly realized that the built-in Unity line renderer doesn't work with Unity's UI at all. It only renders in world space, so I searched far and wide. I tried looking up everywhere I could, but the only solutions to this were janky. It was like repositories of just unnecessary primitive classes and just like dumb workarounds, so I just made it myself. And to give back to the Unity community, I'm just gonna post it so everyone has access to it. I put it in a GitHub repository. The link is in the description, and also I am uploading it to the Unity Asset Store, so that will be up soon too. Now, this isn't like a perfect solution. You may not like these beveled edges that I got, but it works better than any other solutions that you can find on this that are free. As you can see, it's extremely simple. There's no unnecessary fluff. All you do is input your points, and then it displays it. Now, this updates in edit mode and play mode. Like right now I'm in edit mode, and it still updates. All you have to do is edit the points array, and then if you want to manually force it to update, you can call the setAllDirty method since it's a Unity graphic, or you can just wait until it runs on populate mesh again. And all you have to do to update it through script is just edit the points array, because this is just a public variable. And then you can also change the line color, and you can also change the line thickness, just like the normal built-in line renderer. And I also implemented the ability to center the line. So as you can see, this is the rect that the line is attached to. So currently right now I have centering turned on, so this is the origin of the rect, and I have centering turned on, but if I turn it off, then it bases all the points from the origin. But if you turn it on, all it does is divide all their positions by 2, so it centers it. Also, you need to have a canvas renderer component. A lot of people with the other workarounds were saying that they were having issues with it not displaying. You need to make sure that you're using a canvas renderer. Most of the time, whenever you add a Unity graphic, like the line renderer, it'll create one of these for you. But I found that a lot of the times it won't, so just make sure that you have one of these. Now, if we take a look at the code, you can see that it's very, very clean. There's no unnecessary primitives or anything. It all just makes sense. It doesn't inherit from any dumb classes, it's the built-in Unity graphic. OnPopulate mesh is called when the mesh is updated, and then again you can call this manually by calling the setAllDirty method. Now, just going over how it works, in case you don't know, drawing a mesh consists of first defining all the vertices, and then you go in and define all the triangles. Each triangle is just defined by the index of the 3 vertices that make it up. So we store all the vertices in an array first, and then we define each of the triangles with the indexes, or the indices of those vertices. And this vertex helper that Unity passes through the onPopulate mesh method allows us to do that super easily. So the way that this script renders a line is by taking it 2 points at a time. It first creates a line segment out of those 2, and then it fills in the edges. So first, we need to create a line segment. So if we go ahead and visualize this, the way that it creates a line segment is first creating vertices on either side of the 2 points. The distance between the vertices and the points is what makes the thickness of the line. And then each pair of vertices is rotated towards the opposite point, and then we create a quad out of that just by making 2 triangles connecting all those points. So the first step is to create all the necessary vertices, which is what the createLineSegment function does. With this for loop, we're doing it between every 2 points. Since we're doing points at I and then points at I1, we loop through points.length -1. So this function first creates a vertex template. All we do is we change the position of this vertex and then add it, and that acts as if we're adding completely different vertices. So first, we calculate the position of the vertex left of the first point, so that's what this is doing, minus thickness, so it's minus on the x, so it's left of the first point, and then we rotate it, so we get the rotation using this function. The angle that this function returns actually will rotate the 2 vertices to be perpendicular to the opposite point, so we need to add 90 degrees to the first one and subtract 90 degrees from the second one. And then we actually turn the vertex by just turning this into a quaternion, and then we multiply that by the position. So the product of the rotation and the original position plus the first point is our target position, the one that we're trying to calculate. And then we repeat that for the opposite point, except we do plus thickness divided by 2, not minus thickness divided by 2, so it adds it to the right of the first point. And then we just give it the same rotation, and then we repeat the exact same thing for the second point. Except for this one, obviously, we use the position of the second point and we subtract 90 degrees from the angle. We also subtract the position of each vertex by this offset, which allows us to center the vertices, because it subtracts by half the size of the rect transform. So that's what allows us to center the line. And then back up here, all we do is create triangles out of that. We create a triangle from 0, 1, and 3. And then we create another triangle from 3, 2, and 0. So that's what makes our line segment. Now, if that's all the code that there was, this system would actually create completely open edges, which is what some of the solutions I saw online looked like. And it looks pretty bad. So if we add the position of the second point of each line segment, and then we loop through, what it does is it takes that endpoint and then it connects some of the starting and ending vertices of the adjacent line segments, and then creates a triangle out of that to fill in those edges. So it starts with 0, and then it makes a triangle out of 0, and then -1 and -3, and then it creates another triangle out of 1, -1, and -2. Doing this gives us really nice beveled edges. And yeah, that's literally all the script does. I think it's dumb that Unity doesn't have something like this built in by default. But for me, it was kind of a learning experience, learning how to use the graphic mesh creation system. So I guess it wasn't all that bad. Anyways, the download link is in the description. Go crazy with it. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Bye.